Hello and welcome to Noggin Comics. And today we are at Hobby Clash. It is Sunday, the last day of Hobby Clash. It is at River Center in Minneapolis, St. Paul. It is cards, comics, sneakers, Funko Pops, even PS4 games that we've never known that exist have been here. So come along, join us as we go through Hobby Clash, maybe buy some stuff or just look around. Thank you for watching the recap of Hobby Clash. And now for our review of Hobby Clash. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This was their first show. It was more Pokemon related than anything else. Watching the recap there, I realized how much of those cards were Pokemon related. There's not much comic book related. There was that 25-cent booth, which was great. I mean, you've seen the comics we got in the video. We'll go through those one more time. But overall, we were there Friday and Sunday for the show. Friday, we were tabling with the Minnesota Comic Exchange. It was great meeting people, coming to the table, saying hi, recognizing us. That stuff was great. But it was slow. And ended up, closing down the table pretty early than expected. But that was okay. I mean, we expected that. Friday, it was steaming hot outside. People probably wanted to stay home. It was also a busy weekend, especially here in Minnesota right now. Almost every weekend, something's going on. Next weekend, July 4th weekend, is going to be Convergence, which we're probably going to be at just on 4th of July. But we might come back with something about that on the channel. But Sunday was actually a better day than Friday. Sunday we didn't table at the exchange table. Instead, we were tagging along with Adam Bungard from Atomic Lunchbox and Andy Larson from Secret Headquarters. Atomic Lunchbox and I, and Adam, we did a card break, which would be the next video that we share on Noggin, and we broke X-Men 97 packs while at Hobby Clash. So stay tuned for that. But like I said, though, Sunday was a better day. We had a lot more expenditures. Nora got a Lafufu, Labubu. I have no clue what that is, but she's been wanting one. And I got some comics outside of the card brick that would show later on. Now, what would we do Hobby Clash again if it came? That's debatable. I think we were media this time, so that was kind of nice. We got to show up as media and film and stuff like that. But overall, if they did a better job at marketing and listen to what the fans wanted. I mean, a lot of people were there for cards, which obviously, if that's the main selling point, then great. But the comic people seem to be struggling there. And the lack of artists. We knew one person there. And he was not busy. Now, the card tables, on the other hand, those are busy. So there might be some changes that need to be made if it comes back again. And I felt really bad for celebrities. Friday and Sunday, it was empty over there. And over the intercom, they kept saying, hey, come by our table, come by this area, we have a guest here, celebrities, they're dying to meet you. And I think they were dying of boredom. That's the reason why. That being said, like I said, this is the first show, so I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to be mean. There's a lot of room for improvement, and I think if they did it again, they know what to improve on. But I'm a little biased. I do not like the River Center as a hall for comic shows. There was one we did there a few years ago, maybe almost to a decade ago now. We hated. It was not good. And this just kind of brought back memories of that show. But, like I said, if they come back, we'll probably give it another go. Just to see if this was the first year jitters. And it's very possible that might be it. Also, like I said, it's been very busy in Minnesota, so maybe people just didn't want to do the show in the middle of June. But now let's get to the comic haul that we got here. And a lot of this was in a 25-cent video of what you guys already saw. We would probably gotten more if it wasn't for Adam and I buying those X-Men 97 cards to break at the show. But sticking with X-Men, this is quite a few X-Men, of course. We got this book for free. One of the tables had buy one, get one free on comics. I think people were just trying to move. And we actually have this copy. This is X-Men movie special. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, with Uncanny Experience coming up in 2 weeks, I might get Tyler Mane to sign this. That'd be pretty cool, actually. And if I get to meet Ray Park and Hugh Jackman, that'd be different. But yeah, Tyler Mane rather than Sabretooth, that might be something pretty cool to do. Now, talking about signatures, that 25-cent booth, they also had, I think it was 60% off, 40% off, it was around that, on every other book. And Nora's a huge Harley Quinn fan and Frank Cho fan. I mean, in our living room, we got Frank Cho artwork. So we had to get Harley Quinn 20, but it was also signed by Frank Cho and Sabine Rich. Which Nora and I, like I said, we have Frank Cho in our living room, and it took us forever to realize this was Frank Cho's autograph. And the rest of these, up until the last 3, I believe, are the 25-cent comics. And most of these are just cover buys. Maybe 1 or 2 that we're looking to read and complete runs. But besides that, these are all cover buys. And this is Wolverine 183. And this is just Logan looking like a badass, which I absolutely adore this cover. We have an Omega party happening for Uncanny. And I was like, hey, maybe I should show up as this for the Omega party. And then, when you see magic, you just can't say no. I love this cover. And when Nora saw it, she instantly gravitated towards it. And I said, hey, do we have this? And she said, I don't care. And which we didn't have it. Now, this is one of those books right here is that we got because we wanted to read it. And this is What If General Ross Had Become the Hulk. And shout out to Peter David, who recently passed away. Dude was an amazing writer, and we had the opportunity to meet him a while back ago, and he was such a nice guy. Then X-23 number 3. Nora is a huge X-23 fan. She has all this in an omnibus, but like I was telling her, it doesn't really matter when it's 25 cents, and the cover is awesome. This is a book that I thought we had, and I was shocked to find out that we didn't have it. And it's a Spider-Man team-up featuring X-Men. This book was right up our alley, and I was surprised that Nora and I never bought this book before. This book is something that we already had, but I remember spending a lot more than 25 cents on it. And this is Batman Gotham Adventures 5 with a Ty Templeton cover of Mr. Freeze. And Mr. Freeze is like instant buy for me. This is a book that we're actually going to read and maybe talk about with Superman coming out. And this is a crossover that I didn't know existed. And this is Superman and Savage Dragon, Metropolis. I have not read much Savage Dragon, and that is something I need to change. Because what I have read of him, I've really enjoyed. And like, you can't look at 25-cent comics and not buy Batman. So we got Kelly Jones covers. We got 2 of them here. 530. It's the glow in the dark cover. And 531. Another glow in the dark cover. And if you ask, do they glow in the dark? We don't know. We haven't tested it out yet. And then we have a couple, quite a few, Astonishing X-Men books here. And this is such a cool cover. Astonishing X-Men number 2. Emma covering up Cyclops' eyes. This is such a cool Kitty Pryde cover. Astonishing X-Men 16. Astonishing X-Men 29 was probably one of the most gorgeous Storm covers I have ever seen. And finally, Astonishing X-Men 33 was just very, almost horrifying cover. And then the last two of the 25-cent books is Volume 2, Number 1 of The Terminator. According to ZOZ, this is Volume 2. I was shocked to see it in the 25-cent bin, and Terminator is one of those characters that I'm not a huge fan of, but I sometimes enjoy reading movie tie-ins or movie adaptations. And the final 25-cent book is a Nakayama cover, David Nakayama. And I just couldn't say no to it. And it's Deadpool the Duck. One of those books that, once again, we were surprised that we did not have in our collection. And the last book that we bought at that table, and this was 60% off, I believe, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre number 1. Dan Abbott, Lanning did this. This is from 2007. And if you watch previous videos, you have seen that we've been collecting horror icon comics. And funny thing is, I think we had a variant cover of this, and now I can't find it anywhere. And the last 3 books ties into Superman coming out, and it was 3 for $10, and I think that was basically what it was going for anyways, if I would have bought them straight up. And these are Whitman covers. Pretty damaged. I think they're from 1979, if I recall correctly. Maybe later than that. And then Mr. Pixelix, I think that's say his name. Superman's a character we're getting into heavily right now because of our excitement for the movie. And seeing that they had these Whitman covers, all comics, all combined into one bundle for $10. So we got this and the X-Men the movie special, goes buy one get one. And then Rose and Thorn, 2 characters that I know about but I haven't read much of, but they are featured in this Superman comic. But yeah, thank you for watching this, and if you're here at the end, please like and subscribe. That helps out the channel a lot, and we will appreciate that. We want to keep growing, guys. And in the comment section, I would say, did you attend Hobby Clash? If you did, let me know. That'd be great. But are you excited for the Superman film? It's coming fast. I think it's like 12 days, something like that, maybe, from when we filmed this video. So, are you excited for it? Because obviously we are. But until then, watch the card break video that'll be popping up here soon. And enjoy yourself. See you at the comic shop.